Okay, today I'm at Tottenham Court Road Underground Station, and the walk's going to be St Giles and Covent Garden. And I'm standing outside the station here. Let's give you a quick view of where I am. That's Centre Point in front. And what we're going to do, we're going to turn round to my right into Charing Cross Road, and then we're going to head up down Mark Street, Tin Pan Alley. So as I said, this is the St Giles and Covent Garden walk. I'm outside Tottenham Court Road Station. We're going to turn to my right. Okay. All we do is just continue down here. We're going to cross over and along into Denmark Street, Tin Pan Alley. We're heading for St Giles in the Fields. Now, a lot of the buildings you see in front of you are to be demolished. We continue along here and we're going to cross over into Denmark Street, heading towards St Giles in the Fields. Okay, cross over the traffic lights here and straight on into Denmark Street. Okay, welcome to Denmark Street, Tin Pan Alley, and at the end of Denmark Street will be St Giles's. But that funny coloured, lime coloured building in front is Central St Giles, designed by Renzo Piano. We continue straight. Okay, the shop in front, Regent Sounds or Studio, is where the Rolling Stones recorded their first album, and other bands including the Kings, Donovan, etc. Anyway, as I said, we're going to just continue straight ahead, heading towards St Giles in the Fields. Now, the closed down building in front was once the 12 Bar Club. It's moved to Holloway Road. Most of the buildings on the north side of Denmark Street is going to be demolished for the Crossrail development. So I'll just give you a little panoramic view of Denmark Street. Right, I'm standing on the corner of Denmark Street looking at St Giles's Church. Now, it's here, going back in the 15th century, that people were executed. In fact, there's one particular fella, John Oldcastle, who cursed this area while he was being burnt at the stake. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to continue into the church, and we're going into the gardens where there are plague pits. So we're going to go into the church now. Okay, we'll be going through the gates there into the church, around by the garden. Now, they feed homeless people here, so sometimes you might have to go down a bit further to the other gate. But then we go through the gates and we'll continue on behind the church. Okay, well, I'm inside the church, not inside but inside the gardens. Now, where I'm standing are plague pits. Back in 1665, the Great Plague of London, and there's two large pits dug here and the dead were buried. And what we're going to do is just continue straight through along by St Giles's Passage past Phoenix Park, and we're going to be heading towards Seven Dials, heading towards Covent Garden. So we just continue straight in front. Now, St Giles in the Field is designed as a Paladine church in style, except it's got a steeple which was designed by Christopher Wren. The church was designed by Henry Flitcroft. But as I said, we're just going to continue straight down along St Giles's Passage past Phoenix Park, heading towards Seven Dials. Now, that's where I've just come down from, St Giles in the Field. And to my right are the entrance, or is the entrance, to the Phoenix Park Gardens. It's a private garden. Anyone can go in, but it's run by charity, so it always depends on donations. And what we're going to do is just continue straight in front, and we're going to cross Shaftesbury Avenue, and we're heading towards the Seven Dials, heading towards Covent Garden. We're at the northern end of Shaftesbury Avenue, and all we're going to do is cross over the zebras here and just continue straight in towards the Seven Dials, which is the front. And this is the Odeon, and we just crossed, or I just crossed the zebra's crossings here. And as I said, all we do is turn the corner here and we're heading towards Seven Dials. We'll be turning around by the Crown Public House and then taking the Neil into it, or walking into Neil's yard. Just give you a panoramic view of where I am. This is Elsham Street in front. Okay, as I said, we'll be heading up Monmouth Street in front, beside the Crown Public House, heading into Neil's yard, named after Thomas Neil. View from Monmouth Street, looking at Seven Dials. And be very careful you don't pass Neil's yard here. See where the people are coming out. That's where we'll be going in. We'll be entering Neil's yard through this gap here. Welcome to Neil's yard. Used to be trendy in the 60s and 70s. Now it's full of touristy type people. Okay, from Neil's yard, what we're going to do, we're going to go straight ahead in front. Just continue down here, we're going to cross over the road.
What about that one?
Okay, at the end of Neil's yard, you see in front is Thomas Neil, as I said, the bloke who developed this area back a few hundred years ago. What we're going to do is bear to our left and then right into Neil Street. So we're just going to turn the corner here and then right into Neil Street. Now that's where I come from, Neil's yard.
I must admit,
I'm still on Neil Street. The street I'm looking at now is Elsham Street, because it'll take us back to Seven Dials. I'm just going to give you a little panoramic view of where we are. We just continue straight along Neil Street, continue straight. Now at the end of Neil Street you come out by Covent Garden Underground Station, which is in front. Now if you continue straight in front you come out by Covent Garden Plaza itself, the main Covent Garden. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn to my left and I'm going to head towards Great Queen Street. We continue straight, cross over Endell Street here, and just continue straight. We're walking towards the Freemason building. So we just continue straight. I'll give you a little panoramic view of where I am. Okay, I'm looking down at the Royal Opera House, Bow Street, but as I said, we're just going to continue straight along here, Long Acre. We're heading towards the Freemasons Hall, so we just continue straight. We'll be coming back to the Royal Opera House later. Okay, the building in front is the Freemasons Hall. There's a museum attached to the Freemasons Hall. It's free to get in, but check the website. Now the street in front, Great Queen Street, leads all the way to Kingsway. If you cross over, it takes you into Lincoln's Inn Fields, and you've got the John Soames Museum. Well worth a visit, and it's free. What I'm going to do now I'm going to turn to my right into Drury Lane, and then we're going to go into Broad Court, and we're going to come out by the Royal Opera House again. So we'll just continue down into Drury Lane.
That's where we saw cats and
As I said, I'm on Drury Lane. I'm going to turn right here into Broad Court, which is going to take me out by the Royal Opera House. We're going to do a few bits of zigzags in between Drury Lane, but then we're going to go along here. Just continue along here, Broad Court to the other end. I'm coming to the end of Broad Court, and there's a little statue of a ballerina. I'm standing by the statue, looking at the Royal Opera House. And what we're going to do is we're going to continue down, and then we're going to turn off to the left again, back onto Drury Lane. The building facing the Royal Opera House is, or was, the old Bow Street Magistrates Court, the scene of many a great case. But as I said, we'll just continue down, and we're going to take the first turn in there beside the Bow Street Magistrates Court on the left, heading back onto Drury Lane. Okay, I'm still looking at the Royal Opera House. So let's give you a quick view. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to head up Martlet Court back onto Drury Lane now. Now this view is off the side of Bow Street Magistrates Court, and we're on Martlet Court. Just continue straight through till we get back onto Drury Lane, then we're going to bear to our right. We're heading towards Drury Lane Gardens. Okay, I'm back on Drury Lane. As I said, we're going to bear to our right. We're heading towards the gardens. In front is Drury Lane Gardens. Originally, this place was a burial ground for St Martin's in the Fields. There's a baseball court there, what have you, drinking fountains, everything. It's a good relaxing place. And from here we're going to go to the Drury Lane Theatre. Okay, we've reached this point in Drury Lane by the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane. We're going to turn right into Russell Street, which was notorious in the 18th century for prostitution and brothels. In fact, Samuel Pepys was nearly tempted. Just give you a little panic view of where we are. So as I said, we're just going to turn right into Russell Street. Just continue straight. Okay, we just continue straight along Russell Street, and then we're going to turn left into Wellington Street, and then into Tavistock, right into Tavistock Place. So we'll just cross over here, and then we're going to bear to our left. Now straight in front is the Covent Garden Plaza again, but we won't be going there for another few minutes. So just continue straight. Now that's where I've just come from, Russell Street. As I said, I'm going to turn down here, Wellington Street. That's the Coach and Horses public house in front, one of the original buildings. But anyway, I'm going to continue down here and then turn to my right into Tavistock Place. If you continue straight down, you come up beside Waterloo Bridge, but then we're going to turn right. Okay, I'm just going to give you a panoramic view from Charles Dickens' home to where we've come from, Wellington Street. And as I said, we're just going to turn around here into Tavistock Place, heading into Covent Garden and towards St Paul's Church. Okay, we'll be heading into Covent Garden Plaza. So we'll be crossing over the road and going straight up. And that's where I've just come from, Tavistock Street. I said place, but it's street, Tavistock Street. And as we do, said we'll go along Tavistock Court here into the plaza. Okay, we just head along here, Tavistock Court, into the plaza, Covent Garden Plaza. Then we have the London Transport Museum in front. I'll just give you a little panoramic view of where we are. If you continue straight into the other corner, you've got the Royal Opera House entrance. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the main plaza there, go Covent Garden, and we're heading towards St Paul's Church. Panoramic view of where I am, or where I've just come from. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into that central arch there, into the main plaza itself, heading towards St Paul's Church. So we just... Okay, as I said, we'll be entering here to the main plaza. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bear to my left and we're going to head over there towards St Paul's Church. And here we got the Punch and Judy pub. And it's ironic that Samuel Pepys saw the first Italian Punch and Judy act here in the early 17th century. Anyway, as I said, we're heading towards St Paul's Church, straight in front. And here we have a bit of entertainment here in the square. Anyway, in front is St Paul's Church. And what we're going to do is just continue straight in front into the gardens of the church. So as I said, we're going to go through the gates here towards St Paul's Church. I'll just give you a little panoramic view of where I am. Okay, that's where I've just come from over there. Just continue straight in front. Just continue in front. Okay, I'm in St Paul's Church here, Covent Garden. It is the Actors' Church. Again, by the entrance of St Paul's, and all I'm going to do is continue straight in front, and I'm going to head along King Street and head back towards Leicester Square. Okay, that's where I've just come from, and I'm going to head towards King Street now. Okay, I've just left by St Paul's gates here, and all you're going to do is turn to your right. And then when you reach the top, you're going to bear to your left along King Street, and we're heading back towards Leicester Square where the St Giles and Covent Garden walk ends. Right, I'm at the top of Bedford Street. As I said, King Street is on my right here, which takes us back into Covent Garden. But what we're going to do, we're going to cross over the zebra crossing here, and we're heading towards Leicester Square. Okay, I'm beside the roundhouse here. We just crossed over the zebra crossing. All we do now is just continue straight in front towards the White Swan, and then we're going to bear to our left. We're heading towards Leicester Square. Now I'm standing beside the White Swan, and as I said, we're going to bear to our left, and then we're going to go down Goodwin's Court, which takes into St Martin's Lane. As I said, we're going to turn left into Bedford's Ferry, and we're going to go into an alleyway there beside the shops. Okay, we'll be going through here, Goodwin's Court, taking us by St Martin's Lane, so we just continue straight. Now at the end of Goodwin's Court on St Martin's Lane, in front what you're looking at is the No Crowd Theatre. In fact, he's done much of his work at the Phoenix Theatre on Charing Cross Road. So what we're going to do, we're going to cross over and just continue straight along into Cecil Court, which is famous for the bookshops. So we just cross over and continue straight. I'm standing outside the Salisbury Public House. This is Cecil Court, and this will lead us all the way out towards Charing Cross Road and Leicester Square. Okay, I've come to the end of Cecil Court and walked nearly over the St Giles Covent Garden Walk. And if you turn to your right, you come to Leicester Square, which is only 2 minutes up the road. And if you cross over, you're in Leicester Square. So I hope you enjoyed the walk. But here we are, Leicester Square, end of the walk. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's give you a little panoramic view of where I am. Over there is the old Hippodrome Casino, being way into the heart of Leicester Square. And if you turn the corner here by Leicester Square Station, you come back into Covent Garden. So, end of walk.